Hey everyone, good morning. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to make a prayer and an offering for all of those who were affected by the mass shooting yesterday. So if you would like to join me and make that prayer and offering together, you're welcome to do so. I got a bunch of wildflowers and some incense, some roses from our garden too, so that I can just make a nice offering and give honor and respect to those who have been killed and the families and the spirits of the land there. So let's make the offering. So I just made the altar, and before I say the prayer, I want to just show you around the altar. So start in the middle with this pink rose. This is the only pink rose that has actually bloomed from our garden. The others are red, and my children and I have been noticing it and saying how beautiful the rose is, and so I thought this would be a good time to actually use the rose. I took 23 flowers, wildflowers, and I put them around the pink rose, and those symbolize what we know now to be at least the 19 children who were murdered, the 2 teachers, the grandmother of the killer, and the killer himself. I also added an extra one in there for those who are in critical condition and may not make it. So those represent the white flowers around the pink flower. Then zooming out a little bit, in each cardinal direction, I put one of these beautiful purple wildflowers to represent the gatekeepers and the holders of sacred space to the east, the south, the west, and the north. May they strengthen this ritual today, and also the people who have been directly impacted. Zooming out a little bit further, I put 3 pink and red carnations, and those symbolize my people. This morning, after dropping our daughter off to school, I dropped in with my ancestors, and they invited me to invoke the 3 mother goddesses who I relate to. The one in the middle is Kuan. Here on the left is Kali, and here on the right is Magwayen. So I have really distinct relationships with each of these deities. And what I asked them to do this morning was to go on my behalf and connect with the people in Texas, their spirits, their sustaining powers, to give them strength to give to the people. So I've sent them forward this morning into the world on my behalf to strengthen the people who were directly affected. Which brings us to the top here. These two beautiful, sun-like yellow flowers, which to me just symbolize the outpouring of grief and grace, but also spaciousness and love and support. And to the powers that sustain the lives who have been affected, like whatever deities or, spirits support them, I acknowledge them just like I acknowledged my 3 spirits. This is a petal also from the middle flower as an offering. And then finally here, lavender, rosemary, incense, Lavender is a soothing herb, and rosemary is for remembrance. And then finally, I put 2 glossy leaf branches with the prayer and the intention that this altar and that this instance inspires lawmakers and policymakers to change the policy and just generally to shift the massively broken culture that we live in today, so that children and all families can be safe. So that's a little tour of the altar, and now I'll pray. While I pray, you're invited to join me. If you're watching this a few hours later, a few weeks later, a few years later, feel free to tune in with your people, your spirits, to support the intention here. Okay, let's get started. Hotayon kuidwata, hotayon kuihitaua, hotayon kuidwata, hotayon kuihitaua. Prayers for the children who were killed yesterday. May they be well received by their ancestors and the powers who supported and sustained their lives while they were on earth. Prayers for their families. May they feel the strength and support to grieve their loved ones in a way that is most honoring of their children. May you give them strength to keep going and to honor the legacy of their children. Prayers for the teachers who were killed. Protecting their students. May they be well received and well met by their ancestors. And lovingly accepted by the powers who supported and sustained their life. Bless their families. May they find the strength to grieve in a way that they need to grieve. May all of the families impacted know that the dead are still with us. And that they're always available for relationship and support. Prayers for the grandmother of Salvador Ramos. May she be well met by her people and the powers that support and sustain her life. Please bless her family. May they have the strength to grieve in a way. May they have the strength to grieve in a way that they need. And prayers to Salvador Ramos himself. May he receive the healing that he needs in the afterlife. May he be welcomed in by his people. May he do more good and work in the spirit realm to repair the damage he has caused. Prayers for the community. May they support one another, hold space for one another, and heal. Prayers to the spirits of the land there in Uvalde, Texas, who bore witness to the tragedy yesterday. Thank you. Thank you for holding space for massive grieving. May you be blessed and strong and continue to support the people there who need your support. Thank you to God, the Creator, thank you for life. Even as we lose it, even as we feel that life is lost, may we also celebrate the lives of the people who passed. May they be bright in spirit, and may all of us, the living and the dead, may we work together with policymakers and lawmakers to create gun reform so that this doesn't happen again. May all of us humans be vessels of goodness, compassion, healing, and love. Salamat. I just want to acknowledge that I know that rituals like this and prayers, altars like this, might not mean things to other people, and that's okay. The events that happened yesterday are really heavy on my heart. And I'm not a lawmaker and I'm not a policymaker. So there's not a lot of tangible things that I can do. When I dropped in with my people about it this morning, they told me that I could pray and make this altar. So I have. life is really precious, and there are a lot of things I can say about the brokenness of our culture, the fact that this only happens in the United States, what I consider the legacy of settler colonialism, and all of the atrocities that have been done on this land, on this continent. Sending big love and healing, empathy to Texas and all of the ones who have been impacted by yesterday. Thank you.